Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another track guide. This time we are at Daytona, again in the BMW M2s, the new one, still in the Brazilian livery. I haven't actually made a new one for myself, but this one I personally think is good enough. I don't know about you lot, but yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. So let's start off this track guide first of all by looking at the conditions. Partly cloudy, I think that symbol means partly cloudy.
Are you serious?
72 degrees Fahrenheit with 25% humidity. Pretty standard, honestly, for Daytona, you know, nothing wrong with it. But I did actually have fun doing this lap. I thought it was a pretty good one. It did it on lap 6. Lap 5 was my quickest, however, I did invalidate it.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
At the chicane, if I just show you real quick what a cut is for that corner. That's what a cut is, by the way. Insane. I'm not going to scare you this time around with the jump scare, but that's actually a little bit insane. But yeah, so that's what a cut is at the bus stop or the chicane. I don't know really what to call it. Turn 11, but okay, let's get on with the lap. So coming down to turn 1 here, you want to brake just as you see this little light. It's basically perfect. You can see it in the dark, you can see it in the day, and because this car doesn't really have a lot of downforce, my best line is want to cut kind of into the corner a lot more. Like in like LMP2 GTP, you can really like push it, but obviously the white line is the off track here, and you do get a second slowdown, I'm pretty sure, because people used to do the esports line where you go like all the way around and then cut back in, because it just gives you the best line. That's why I don't think any records of laps are ever going to be broken again on Iracing for this track, just because it's literally impossible. So you want to sort of stay in the middle of the track, a little bit more to the right. A lot of trail braking is needed. You can see I'm in the ABS a lot, but yeah, it doesn't really matter. You want to stay to the right, and then you want to try and cut in, be as close as you possibly can. Look, I'm already on the throttle like halfway, which is insane. Down to third, and you want to try and just like you'd normally go. And then a neat trick is also you can cut this white line as well, go as far left as you possibly want to go, and then you also want to brake just as this little notch, like as you can't see it anymore. Obviously if you have a code monitor it's different, but just as long as you can't see it anymore. Down to third, you want to delay your entry as much as you possibly can. Literally, like, a lot of this track is the white lines have already catered for, so you just want to follow that basically. So it's turning, you're in third, look, just slightly on the brakes, doing enough trail braking as possible to third gear, and then out as far wide as you possibly can. To the left, you don't get an off track, I'm pretty sure, but I think you do if you go on the grass. This corner's flat out with this car just about. And then down to third gear, remember, just as close as you can get to this white line. Down to third. This corner's very, like, it's kind of a hairpin, but it's also not, so you just have to be really careful with you going wide, and then just use as much as the track as you can. Now this corner's pretty tricky. Want to brake in between, like for the service road, you want to brake in between. Down to third, you can cut it a little bit more as well, and then just try and track it out as much as you can. Keep on the throttle. Don't really need a lot of trail braking, the car turns in perfectly fine. Now, so if you've raced this track before, you know you want to just stay as close as you can to the yellow lines. Yeah, there's not really much else to say for the banking. Just stay as close as you possibly can to the yellow embankment lines. Now, for the chicane, turn 9, 10 and 11, you want to brake in between these two. I've found like just after the 2 is perfectly fine, or at the light. Then down to fourth, you want to try these bumps. You can't really feel them on the M2 because of how squishy the suspension is. You want to try and ride it over with your first wheel, and then when you've just gone past it, you already want to be turning right, hit the apex. Like, I'm almost sideways. This is insane. And then off that curb, and then off of that curb as well. Learnt my lesson. And then all you got to do is just have a nice run down to the line. There is a neat trick you can do. Let me also show you the pit entry. I haven't done this before, but you want to be, I think you brake about here, so where the little like notches. Pretty sure you brake there, but you can also ride along this bit. It improves your time by like a couple of milliseconds, but if you're going for pole, then you might want to do that. And then a nice little 360 to end it off. I know none of you plebs can do that because you're not on my level.
Boy, if you don't get...
But yeah, that's the track guide. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Tried to go a little bit slower over this one just because also the lap times. I get it's 2 minutes, but a lot of it is just straights. But I hope you did enjoy. Now, next is the full lap without any commentary, off board and on board. So stay tuned for that, and peace.